Welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K23 Next Gen. In today's video, we are going to be continuing with the offseason rebuilds, and today we have the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans went 42-40 this past season. They were one and done in the play-in after losing the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the best player on their team, in Zion Williamson, only played 29 games. So that's not a great recipe for going very far into the postseason. I give huge credit to guys stepping up. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Jonas Valanciunas. I mean, all these guys at some point throughout the season stepped up. They got them to the play-in. Ultimately, it was one and done. The Zion contract could become a problem if injuries start to linger. But for me, he's still a generational talent. And obviously here in 2K anyways, we don't play with injuries on. So we're hoping for a couple championships today. As always, if you guys have not yet subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button real quick. Stick around a while. We'd love to have you join the community. You guys have also had tons of great ideas lately, so let me know some other ones you guys have down below in the comment section. But I've been enjoying the offseason rebuilds a ton, even though start today is still broken for God knows what reason. But I'm not getting all worked up about 2K right now. I'm just not doing it. I refuse to. But we have a fun one coming today, man. Let's see if we can get the Pelicans a couple championships. We will go ahead and simulate the rest of the playoffs. This, shared file is not completely up to date. It's not completely accurate, but I've said this before and I'll say it again. We're not rebuilding playoff teams right now, so it really doesn't matter what happens in the playoffs. It's unfortunate that start today doesn't work, and I actually had a question in my comments section the other day that I wanted to answer. Real quick, it basically said, how do you, get by the fact that 2K start today doesn't work? Like, what are you doing about it? And I'm just using a shared file. I'm not using start today at this point. So, pain in the ass, I know, but it's the reality of the situation with this wonderful company we all use and play their game. 42-40 last year, which obviously is by no means a great record. It's something, oops, wrong button. It's something we're definitely going to want to look to improve on, and I think that kind of goes without saying. So, here are the numbers on the year. Feel free to pause, take a look at it, but there are definitely going to be some changes coming. And yeah, we'll talk about this roster quickly. Obviously, it's not a bad roster. There's a lot of good players in this team. We'll start out at the point guard spot here with CJ McCollum, who is 31 years old, is not a bad player by any means, but here in 2K, he regresses hard. I know at a minimum he'll probably be an 83, maybe even 82 at the starter next year, so I might capitalize on his overall right now, maybe find a trade. But I'm not just going to give him up for nothing, so if I can't find a trade, he'll be here. We have Jose Alvarado as my backup point guard. He's only 25 years old. I'm a big fan of Jose Alvarado. And then, unfortunately, Kira Lewis Jr. is a guy who's only 22, and we could possibly develop him. We just don't really have a spot for him in this rotation right now. There's not really a world out there where I need three-point guards. So we'll figure it out. Maybe he'll get some playing time. Maybe we move him. Who knows? I'm a big Herb Jones fan. I hope I can develop him as much as possible. Again, he's not a guy that's going to be scoring 20 points a night, but he's a tremendous defensive piece and a very key piece of this team right now. We have Josh Richardson, who probably won't be here past this year, and then Dyson Daniels, former 8 overall pick. We have Brandon Ingram, who, again, at this moment, I would say is the best player on the Pelicans. He's only 25 years old. I have pretty much zero plans of moving him at any point in time throughout this video. Garrett Temple will be gone. Zion Williamson, 22 years old. It's crazy to think that I am older than this man by like 6 months. He's on a $200 million contract. He's in the final year of his rookie contract right now. He's an incredible, dynamic, explosive, human highlight type player. Injuries just suck. And obviously we don't play with those on today, and this is not any sort of realistic rebuild. We are completely unrealistic today. We're going to develop him. He'll be our superstar the entire video. 99% chance. Trey Murphy, again, only 22 years old. Good depth piece for me. And then Najee Marshall, kind of similar to Kira Lewis Jr., not in terms of age or anything, but just the aspect of I don't need 3 guys at any position. So, especially our position with our highest overall. Center spot, Valanciunas, similar to McCollum, is going to regress. I know this already. I've been playing this game way too long, did not know these things. He's an 83 right now. He could potentially be an 80, 81 by the start of next year. So we'll see. Similar to McCollum, though, I'm not just going to give him up for nothing. Larry Nance Jr. and Hernan Gomez will likely be gone. I'm a big Jackson Hayes fan. I want to have him develop, again, as much as possible. We'll probably give him a contract at some point, and we'll go from there. So let's sim the rest of the playoffs. Obviously, we are not in it right now, so we really have absolutely nothing to care about. It is Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. Came back in the series. And Joel Embiid and the 76ers. Interesting finals matchup, and the Sixers not only get out of the second round, but they win it all. And Joel Embiid is your finals MVP. So let's get into offseason number 1. Obviously, a pretty important offseason for us, kind of sets the tone throughout the entire rebuild. We're going to have the 14th overall pick unless we get super lucky in the lottery, and we do not, and we sit right there at number 14, which is fine by me. I'm going to move on from Willie Green. I've done Pelicans rebuilds in the past. His overalls, or I don't want to say overalls, but his ratings in terms of stars on, offensive, defensive, they don't go up, and I don't want this to just be a throwaway season because I know he's in 2K anyways. I'm not talking about real life. He's not the best head coach. So I'll offer Stauffer. He accepts. He's a perfect head coach, obviously, with perfect ratings. Let's hit the NBA draft with our 14th overall selection. There's obviously some things we could do with this pick. We have some options. I don't know exactly what we'll be doing it with. I'll either see you guys in the draft or I'll see you guys with the trade. Okay, we pull off a big trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We give up CJ McCollum. We give up our 14th pick, along with Larry Nance Jr. and Billy Hernan-Gomez, and we acquired Darius Garland. And I'm happy I got Darius Garland because not only do I believe he's a very good player in real life and in this game, I've seen him multiple times progress to an MVP, a finals MVP. It's just absolutely insane, some of the progression that happens here. But we got our point guard of the future. He's only 23 years old. He's locked up under contract. I'm pretty happy about that. So we're not going to be making a draft pick this year, obviously. We moved number 14. I'm bringing back everybody. Probably not EJ Liddell. I don't really feel like I need him here. But everybody else is going to be coming back. Qualifying offers. Darion Sebron, probably not at a 67 overall. But Jackson Hayes, as I mentioned when we were kind of starting this video, I want to give a contract to. And I believe, he's really our only free agent. So he will probably be my backup center throughout the entirety of this video. I don't really have any plans of going after anybody else. I like Jackson Hayes. If he can progress well, he'll stay. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. We still very much could be in the market for a Jonas Valanciunas trade. I'm just going to make sure it's obviously the right trade before we go out and potentially pull the trigger on something like that. So Jackson Hayes wants about $10.5 million bucks a year. I can live with that 100%. Welcome back. And I think at this point in time, we obviously have a pretty good team. Might look to make an upgrade at our starting center spot, though. But if I can't find the right trade, I'm obviously not going to make it. I'm going to go ahead and try to get Robert Williams III for Jonas Valanciunas from the Boston Celtics. He's only listed at 3 stars in trade value, and he should definitely be much higher. But he's an incredible defensive center. He's a good rebounding center. He's a tremendous blocking center. And, I would have him any day of the week over Valanciunas. So they want a first from us in 2025. They'll give me 7 foot for nothing Luke Cornett. And, I'll take the trade. It's not an egregious overpay or anything. And, I'm pretty happy to have Rob Williams here. So we'll take a first-round pick here from the Chicago Bulls. In terms of our lineup right now, I still could be looking to move Kira Lewis Jr., and I only say that because I know he's entering the final year of his deal, and I'm not going to pay him. So, we'll maybe move him either for a draft pick, a different small forward. Actually, do we have any money if I was looking to sign an actual small forward? Actually, you know what? Give me Hamidou Diallo. I'll give him a 3-year, $9 million per deal. I'll take that. Welcome to the team, Hamidou Diallo. So at this point, we're going to move on from Kira Lewis Jr. Our point guard depth is just really at the point where I don't really feel like Kira Lewis Jr. is needed here. I'll go ahead and I'll take an unprotected first from Chicago next year. We have our 10-man rotation. Oh, shit, I forgot we have Najee Marshall as well. Another player that, again, we just don't have minutes for, and it's unfortunate because I think he could be a valuable piece somewhere. It's just not going to be here. I'll take a first-round pick from the Charlotte Hornets. We have our 10 guys. I'll see you guys at the start of year 1. So we had a pretty busy first offseason. We went ahead and made 2 new upgrades in our starting lineup. We improved the bench a little bit. We have a new head coach, and I'm feeling pretty good about this team right now. I think we'll be a couple more wins than we had with 42 last year. It's Darius Garland, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Robert Williams III, the bench unit, Trey Murphy, Hamidou Diallo, Dyson Daniels, Jose Alvarado, and Jackson Hayes. I like the team. We're obviously still a young group, so we got to go ahead and develop, and I don't know if we're necessarily contenders this year. Serious contenders anyways, but I like this team. I think we are just maybe a year away or something like that. We'll see, though. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1 here in New Orleans. Year 1 ends, and we go 57-25. I don't know if that maybe exceeded expectations a little bit, but hey, I'm going to take that record every single day of the week in a year 1 of a 42-win team the year prior. James Harden, MVP at age 34. It's doing it all. Very, very impressive. Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. Jordan Poole, 6th man. Giannis wins DPOY. Darius Garland wins Most Improved for us. And Doc Rivers, now 2-time NBA champion head coach, Coach of the Year, because the Sixers won last year in the game. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's take a look at the full standings. We were 7 games up on the Pelicans on the Lakers, as we do take the 1 seed here in the West. And yeah, second best record in the entirety of the league. We got to go out and prove we're one of the best. Zion leads us in points per game. I mean, we have 3 guys over 22.5 points a game, which is absolutely ridiculous. To be fair, we don't have, like, typically if you see, the scoring spread out a little bit more, we're very top-heavy in terms of points per game. Rebounds was Rob Williams, and assists was Darius Garland. Awesome. All right, we have Houston here in round 1, young up-and-coming team. They actually just hired Ime Udoka the other day. I love Ime. He was obviously a first-year head coach with my Celtics, led them to the finals, didn't win, and then obviously got let go after, a tricky situation, but nonetheless, I'm happy he landed on his feet. I think he's going to do great, great things over there in Houston. Speaking of this Houston team, I don't know why you signed Porzingis when you have Şengün and Jabari Smith Jr., which to me in this game especially is a fine front court. They drafted Brandon Miller, who is very, very good, especially in this game as well. And yeah, this team is not just a team we're going to cruise through in round 1. This team looks like it could give us some trouble. We're 2-2 with them right now. We actually go down 3-2. And we're going to Game 7, and we do win Game 7. We have Golden State here in round 2. This is still a tremendous team. It looks like they have Klay Thompson on the bench now. They're starting Poole at the 1, Curry at the 2. They have Mo Bamba starting at center. It's interesting. They definitely have the best player in the series. I think we have a better depth, and I think we are the better team overall. And we go out and we prove that. It is the 2-seeded Los Angeles Lakers, D'Angelo Russell, Colby, Joe, who? I don't know. LeBron, Vanderbilt, AD. They have Drummond. They have Lonnie Walker, Emmanuel Mudiay. I mean, it's an impressive crew. Again, it's similar to the Warriors. Best player in the series. I still am going to say we're the better team. And we're in the finals. And we were taking on the defending NBA champion and now 2-time MVP, James Harden. And yeah, this is going to be a fun series. Let's take a look at the Sixers. You got Embiid, obviously, finals MVP last year. Harden, Tyrese Maxey. It's kind of their big 3. Tobias Harris. All right, let's see what ends up happening here in the finals in year 1. We are down 2-1 at the moment. We go 2-2 with them. We go up 3-2, and we win 4 straight games and win a championship in our first year. And 24-year-old Darius Garland is proving to us why it was a wise decision to make the trade we did as he wins finals MVP. I'm very, very happy with this team right now. Obviously, we're not done. We have 2 more years to go, and I'd like to make the most out of those 2 years. Let's take a look at the draft lottery. That Bulls pick's unprotected, so we're going to have a lottery pick, which is great. And it is there at number 8, which is honestly fine by me. I mean, we basically got it for a guy who wasn't going to play for us. All right, let's hit the draft. I could maybe move this pick, but I actually don't mind the depth on this team right now. If I'm looking at the way this roster is constructed, I don't mind the backups at literally any position. So I don't know what I want to do really right now. I think there's a world out there where maybe I draft somebody and maybe they sit on the bench. It also depends who goes where. I mean, Ian Jackson, Wagner, Williams, Bradshaw, Dosmar, Edwards, Collier. And, yeah, I mean, Stefan Cassell. Matas Buzelis is just always here, and I do draft him a lot. I think I'm going to take Ron Holland. I think it makes sense. I get Buzelis a lot, so I'm gonna try somebody different today. I'm gonna take Ron Holland. I don't know exactly what his overall is. Oh, do we have another pick? Oh shit, we also have 20 from the Bucks, and then 25 from the Lakers, and then obviously 30 is our own. I'll use 20. I'm not necessarily gonna say it's gonna be a home run pick or anybody that'll play, but I'll draft somebody. Might as well. Omaha Billieu, we just drafted a small forward, so we don't exactly need another one, but I don't know. I mean, Kyle Flapowski. You know what? Give me Omaha Billieu. I mean, maybe I include one of them in a trade at some point. Why the hell not? So 77 overall for Ron Holland, 74 overall for Omaha Billieu. And those are, pretty 2 hits on draft picks, honestly. So adding more to the good depth we already have, I obviously want to get Herb Jones re-signed. He is a pretty key piece of this team right now, especially defensively. So we take a look at guys we have in free agents. Herb Jones was what? He was a second-round pick. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's not on the roster right now because, obviously. I believe he was a second-round pick, so we shouldn't have any sort of bird rights on him. Was he a second? Yes, he was. Kemba can go. I had no idea Kemba was here, but I'm happy we got Kemba a championship. Herb Jones, I'm just going to wait. We obviously don't have bird rights on him or anything, so I guess I can wait, and then if he gets an offer, I'll match it. If not, I'll take his qualifying. I mean, it's not the end of the world either way. Let me just double-check and confirm that I'm not able to match it or give him a contract this way. I am not. So we're going to have to wait for either him to get an offer or we're going to have to match something. But at this point, I don't really think there's another move I want to make. I mean, maybe I move Hamidou Diallo and go ahead and let Ron Holland get some minutes. I don't necessarily think that's the worst idea in the world, but if I'm going to make that move, I want to get an upgrade somewhere. I feel like I do. So I'm TBD. I have a move coming. I just don't know what it is yet. Oh, wow. We pull off a big trade with the Houston Rockets, and we acquired Jalen Green. I was not expecting that trade to go through, but I'm actually kind of happy it did. Now, here's the trade. It looks like a lot, and it is. Don't get me wrong. But let me explain to you why I made this move. Hamidou Diallo, Dyson Daniels, Omaha Billieu, and it was 3 first-round draft picks for us to get Jalen Green back. Jalen Green progresses very well in this game. We're going to add another scorer to our team, and then we're going to have Herb Jones probably come off the bench. And that's not a shot at Herb Jones, but if I wanted to make an upgrade somewhere in the starting 5, it was probably the shooting guard spot. So Herb Jones will be my backup. That's also why I was fine including Dyson Daniels, because, again, we have our 2 shooting guards now. And, yeah, man, I think that was a good trade. It feels good anyways. I mean, we're upgrading this team pretty much. And, yeah, I don't think we really lost a ton. So I'm very happy right now. I'm going to wait on Herbert Jones to hopefully take us qualifying. I'll see you guys at the start of year 2. I had pretty much 0 plans to make a big move this past offseason, especially after winning a championship in year 1. And ultimately, we ended up making one. And I'm really happy with the way kind of things have shaken out so far. I mean, we've improved this team, and I love the depth we still have. So it's a win on all levels for me right now. It's going to be Darius Garland, Jalen Green, obviously our new addition, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Robert Williams. The bench unit now has Herbert Jones as the 6th man coming off the bench. He's going to anchor this second unit, followed by Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado, Jackson Hayes, and newly drafted 8th overall, Mr. Ron Holland. I love this team. I want to go back-to-back. Hell, I want to win 3 straight. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. Year 2 ends, and it's a record of 67-15 for us here in New Orleans. And to cap off the year and make us feel even better, our best player, Mr. Zion Williamson, is winning his first career MVP. I'll take it. DJ Wagner, Rookie of the Year. He went 2nd overall to the San Antonio Spurs. Markelle Fultz, 6th Man of the Year, new home in Indiana. Giannis, I think that's his 2nd straight DPOY. Scoot Henderson, Most Improved. Surprised he only, wait, what? He only played 22 minutes a night for a 3rd overall pick. Bold choice, Orlando. And Stafford wins Coach of the Year. You know, you win 67 games. That's pretty much bound to happen. Take the 1 seed. In all likelihood, we have the best record in the league. And we do. We are 17 games up on the 2 seed here in the Western Conference. Let's take a look at the numbers. Zion obviously just won an MVP. We still have 3 guys that are, you know, not exactly 22 points and over, but 21 and a half, whatever. And, yeah, we had another guy in Jalen Green who is only 16 points a game, but, again, we have 3 guys who are better than him, so it's not really that big of a surprise. Let's get into the playoffs. We have Dallas here in round 1. Luka Doncic, Kyrie still going strong in this backcourt. This is an atrocity of a front court right here. This is all, and Russ on the bench is an interesting move. That's not a shot at Ross. That's just me saying I just feel like you could definitely spend that money elsewhere and allocate your resources a little better. Just my opinion. We're up 2-1 right now on the Mavericks. We go up 3-1. We close them out in 5. We're moving on to the Houston Rockets. Obviously, we just acquired one of their better players in Jalen Green. They have our old friend Dyson Daniels here. And, yeah, this is still a good team. We traded them Hamidou Diallo as well, along with a bunch of draft picks. We're up 2-0 on them. We're up 2-1 at this very moment. We tie it up 2-2. We go down 3-2, and we're going to Game 7. Can we pull it off? We do. We're in the Western Conference Finals. We are taking on the Golden State Warriors, who we beat last year. Again, not a ton change with this team. They're still a good squad. I just think we're better, even if they have the best player in the series. Or can I even say that? I mean, at this point, would Zion be better than Steph? I don't know. We're taking on Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Brandon Ingram is your Western Conference Finals MVP. Hawks here in the finals. Yeah, I mean, they're the Hawks. Let's see if we can beat them here. We are 1-1 with them right now. We go down 2-1, actually. We go 2-2 with them. We go up 3-2, and we are back-to-back champions. Zion Williamson, Finals MVP. Yeah, it was a pretty good year for Zion. All right, final offseason time before we head into our final season. There's really not a ton to change here. I think that's a lottery pick I saw from the Milwaukee Bucks. We also have that Charlotte pick that I don't know if there's protections on it or not. There is, because it is number 2, and it is going to Charlotte. And then we do have 9 from the Milwaukee Bucks, which I don't know what trade that's from. We had a couple of picks from the Bucks. I don't know exactly. Is that the Drew Holiday trade, potentially? I don't know exactly what that that goes back to. But, oh, shit, no. Son of a bitch. I just skipped over the draft. I did not mean to do that. They took Isaiah Aloheim for me. All right, I mean, I was probably going to just trade the pick anyways. My bad. We have a couple free agents this year, all guys I want to get back. So, yeah, pretty big free agency for me. I'm going to do my best to get all of these guys. Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. Ingram's a huge priority for me just because he's unrestricted. I'm going to qualify Jalen Green. He's not going anywhere. I'm going to qualify Trey Murphy. He's not going anywhere. And I'm going to qualify Herb Jones, but I'm going to wait a day because I'm going to pay Ingram. Okay, cool. We get all these guys back. We're not renouncing Herb Jones. We're not renouncing Jose Alvarado. We're good there. One more day. I am going to qualify Herb Jones. And I'm feeling pretty damn good right now. I really am. I mean, I know we had money. And there's a world out there where potentially we could have gone and maybe ended up getting, I saw Giannis and Tatum obviously there. But for me, I'm happy with the squad we have. We're going to bring back Jose Alvarado as well. And yeah, let's just take a look at this squad right now. We just drafted Isaiah Loheimer. Well, the CPU did for me. So we might have a trade. What would I even do? I don't really know. I mean, there's nothing here for me to really do. I mean, maybe I upgrade the backup point guard. I just don't know. I'm pretty comfortable with this team right now. I really am. And so I'm not going to change anything. It's rare, but it does happen. I'm going to leave everything exactly the way it was. I'll see you guys at the start of the third and final year. We've now won 2 championships in a row. We have an MVP in Zion Williamson, and this team is looking incredible. We don't change anything heading year over year, and to be fair, there really wasn't a reason to change anything. So I know there are people out there that like it when I make at least one small move, year to year, but for me, this is the rare situation where I like the team. Everything's perfect in my opinion. So I didn't do it. And yeah, we're running it back with the same crew, and I'm feeling good. It's Darius Garland, Jalen Green, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Rob Will III. Bench unit is anchored down by Herbert Jones, Ron Holland, Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado, and Jackson Hayes. And I feel bad because we have Isaiah Loheim sitting here, who we just drafted, 9th overall, and can't really get any minutes right now, which is unfortunate, but he'll be here if he's needed, and I'm happy he is here. I want 3 in a row, man. I'll see you guys at the end of the third and final season. It is back-to-back MVPs for Zion Williamson. We go 69 and 13 in our final season. Nice. Yeah, man, I'm feeling good, and I want a 3rd straight championship. I think it's been a minute since I've won 3 straight, but I'm feeling pretty good. Nasir Cunningham is your Rookie of the Year. He was drafted 1st overall by the New York Knicks. Markelle Fultz, 6th man. I think he's won 1 or 2 of those in today's video. Look at this. Look at this beautiful man winning Defensive Player of the Year. I love it. 4.5% from 3. Why is Robert Williams popping 3s? Oh, man. I love him. Nick Smith Jr., Most Improved. Stauffer wins, what is that, a 2nd or 3rd straight Coach of the Year? Yeah, I mean, he's goated. Wow. Oklahoma City sneaking up on, added RJ Barrett. Interesting addition there. Okay, maybe we'll see them in the conference finals. We will find out. This team is very, very good. Ron Holland, incredible step up off the bench this year. Yeah, I mean, everybody's doing their job. I'm feeling good. We have Minnesota here in the 1st round. Marcus Smart, Rajon Rupert, Anthony Edwards, Cat, Xavier Tillman. You got Isaac off the bench. The good thing I don't play with injuries on. Josh Hart, yeah, thanks for coming, but no thanks. All right, so we have the San Antonio Spurs here in round 2. New look Spurs team. What the fuck are you doing with Rudy? Why? Jarris Walker is here. Sohan is, I mean, come on, man. All right, well, let's see what ends up happening here in round 2. We're up 3-0. We sweep. Moving on to OKC. We just went over this team a little bit, but yeah, I mean, they have 1 million draft picks, 1 million young players. Obviously, their time to win is coming up, and it looks like they're trying to do it right now. We are up, we're 2-2 with them right now. We go up 3-2, and we're back in the finals for the 3rd straight year, this time taking on the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Aaron Gordon, Victor Wembanyama, Onyeka Okongwu. You got Poku, Quentin Grimes. I mean, this is a good team. I think we're the better team, but yeah. Come on, 3-1. Give me 3 straight. 3 straight championships, baby. Zion Williamson at age 25 is just, he's unbelievable. There's no other really words to describe it. So this was a fun rebuild. We won 3 championships. We had a hell of a team, and I enjoyed making this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did, leave a like down below. That would obviously be awesome. You guys are new around here, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you here in the community. As always, leave any other video ideas you guys do have down below in the comment section. Other than that, man, as always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.